Hello everyone, this is Yogesh Joshi from Indian Chemical News, and we have with us today Mr. Frank Weber. You are the CEO of a company called TEADIT Packaging India. Welcome, Mr. Frank.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about what TEADIT is all about?
TEADIT is in the gasketing industry. So we are a company. We are a multinational company. Our headquarters is located in Brazil, in Itatiba, which is near Sao Paulo. We have 7 production plants which we are operating around the world. We have 2 in Brazil. We have a service center in Argentina. We have a factory in Houston, in Texas. We have also a factory in Austria, which is in Europe, and we have the Indian factory. I'm CEO of the European company and of the Indian company as well. And my responsibility is in the whole Eastern Hemisphere. So we are coordinating the business which we are doing here out of Europe, and we are responsible for Europe, Africa, Asia, and Middle East, Pacific.
In terms of industry segments, which are the key segments that you're targeting?
We are targeting the oil and gas industry. We are targeting the pharmaceutical industry. We are also in mining. We are also taking part in the energy transition because we have sealing solutions which also fit the hydrogen market, which is now upcoming.
I see. So in hydrogen, how do you see India as a nation picking up on this technology?
Well, India, as well as most countries in the world, has realized that we have, as mankind, something to do to change the CO2 emission, which is ongoing throughout the world. And India, as well as a lot of other countries, follows CO2 neutrality, which should be reached in 2050. And hydrogen and green hydrogen is one key to achieve this goal.
Okay, I see. When it comes to the manufacturing plants, if we talk about how critical is your product in terms of ensuring that it is a secure and efficient solution for the industry.
Well, if you take a look at the industry, so you have machines, you have processes throughout the industry, and nearly every process needs sooner or later a gasket. Take flanges, which you can find throughout the chemical and the oil industry. Take processes in pharmaceutical industry where you have machines, and all those machines and all those pipings, you need a fitting gasket so that your process is safe and secure for the environment and for the people who are working with those processes and machines.
And do you also see that Indian companies are transitioning and they are also moving up to that level of adopting these latest technologies like Industry 4.0 or let's say digitalization, all the automation side of it? How do you see Indian companies vis-a-vis the global counterparts, since you also handle the other European market?
That's an interesting question. So I think the Indian industry is becoming more and more aware of the situation that you have to have safe processes, because if you have unsafe processes, these unsafe processes sooner or later harm your environment and your people. And since you have a lot of people living in this country, you have to take care of the people as well as of the environment, of course. Because if India keeps on growing in the rate like it has done in the past, and it surely will in the future, you have to have safe processes, because else your country couldn't stand all the aggressive chemicals which you would emit to the nature then.
I see. Quite interesting. In terms of your India story, where do you see, how has been the journey so far, and what are the future plans in terms of growth, if you talk about?
Well, we have a long history in the country. We founded our factory here already 2006. So we are more than 16 years in the country already, and it took us some while to transform the company into a company which produces sustainable growth and a profit also. So we have been for years not that profitable, which was then changed We are already 5 to 8 years ago, and since then we are making a good profit, have a constant growth, and we have managed that TEADIT has become a known and respected brand name on the market.
In terms of expansion from the manufacturing side of it, how are you placed in India if you talk about?
We are nowadays placed in Baroda in Gujarat, but we have realized that right now we are again coming to the end of the capabilities which we have in the factory right now. So if I take a look at next year, maybe the year after next year, we surely have to find new premises again. Probably right now we are in a rented place. Probably we rent a new place again, which can be done very quickly. But I think 5 years down the line we will establish our own company here in the country. So building our own complex then.
One last question, sir. Where do we see TEADIT overall globally down the line, let's say in next 5 years from now?
Again, a very good question. So globally, we have a constant growth also year by year. We are planning this year turnover between 140 to 150 million dollars worldwide, and we are still on a constant growth path since we now have a new HQ in Brazil, and also the factory in Austria has been newly built. So we are doing a lot of investments in our facilities, which also shows to the market that TEADIT is a very reliable and strong growing partner now and in the future too.